Hello and welcome to another edition of See You Next Time. Joining me today, we have the man who Methuselah refers to as the Ancient One. A man so old he remembers the Big Bang, though he says it was more of a little pop. Yes, it is the star of the show himself, Ed 25, our Billy. And we also have Ed
Good evening.
57, Seamus O'Deep's the luck ender, who has fresh endorsements to peddle. Apparently, building a moat around your castle doesn't come cheap. How are you both today?
I'm good, thanks, Trish.
Seamus?
Looking forward to the season.
Well, I was good as well. Then I just had this misfortune of having to stare at your face now.
See, so it must be hard. So, thinking I could never look that good in a million years. Yeah, it must be so depressing for you. Even the modelling contracts can't make you look as good as me and Billy, can it? The Scouse genes, isn't it, Bill?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can't help it. It's just that comes natural. Right, now we have the niceties out of the way, we can get to the subject of today's pod, Viktor Gyokeres. Right, Everton nearly bought him off Coventry a few years back, Bill, but decided he was too slow for the Prem. Do you think that was a good decision?
It was a terrible decision. I wanted him all along. He could score goals, and I liked Gyokeres, and when he was at Coventry, it looked as for all money that he was going to come to us, but it never materialised. He goes to Sporting and, absolutely batters the league. And now, what did they pay for him, Arsenal, Trish?
Oh, God.
80 million, was it?
Something like that, yeah. Was it? Or was that euros?
No, I think it was somewhere around 65 million euros plus add-ons, no?
All right, okay.
Yeah, with the add-ons, take it up to 80, isn't it?
We'll have offered about 12 million. We offered 12 million, I think, for when he was at Coventry.
You could have had him, I think they were selling him for like 20, 25 at the time. Was what they were looking
about
for.
12, I think.
Yeah. I've got to say, you don't think it's a bit of a... I was just thinking, does it not show a bit of a trend for the Toffees, with their recruitment? When you consider you decided against signing Erling Haaland because you thought he wasn't... He was, because he was just bigger than the other kids at his age, and you thought that was all he was. And instead, you signed Beto and Schmidt. I mean, the recruitment is
he's ugly, isn't he?
when it comes for forwards, hasn't it? It's been a bit...
Yeah. Yeah, especially on the show and dice, because he didn't like forwards. No. You know what I mean? So he was never likely to come to us, but he's too ugly for our forward line.
God, yeah. That was the first thing Anthony said, actually. Annie, who's the big Everton fan, used to work for Everton, until she retired. First thing she said was, God, no, that guy's too gruesome to play for us. That was all she said.
He is ugly. He's a good player, but ugly. He is ugly.
Vile looking. Look at Seamus. He's even had his hair done and everything. I've just noticed. Look,
he looks shiny.
He's got a new beard and everything. What's he wearing today? Yeah. What's the endorsement deal today? Is it still Ralph Lauren or have we moved on?
It's his makeup choice that makes him look good.
Was it Wu-Tang?
This one is this one is a
Mustang
battery. Yeah, Mustang automobile battery.
Oh, right. So they pay
smart,
well.
Though, I must admit.
Okay.
It's free and cheap advertising for this company.
But it's not really much of an advert for them because there's like 3 people that will watch this, and none of them
not from Nepal.
Yeah, exactly. None will be from Nepal anyway. Yeah, 2 of them.
Right, get back to Gyokeres.
Yeah,
back to Gyokeres. Do you know what? I think he's a very good player. I don't know whether he's going to be the answer for Arsenal. Is the problem for me? I don't think. I think they need, besides Saka, there's not much around him, and the other 2 on the left-hand side, Martinelli and the other lad, what's his name, Trossard. I don't think they're good enough to give him the service, and that's the problem. And to be honest with you, Odegaard never played great last year. And you need it. You need him to supply, Gyokeres. Otherwise, somebody's time having Gyokeres there. I think they need a couple more players, myself.
What about Eze to play out off the left?
Yeah. I like
Sorry.
Eze. I know you're not his biggest fan, are you? But yeah, I don't think it makes Arsenal challenges for me. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think just the one person will make them challenges. But that's just my opinion.
What did you want to say, Seamus?
I think Billy could have just stopped that. Odegaard never played great. I know people like to dunk on Bruno and like blow everything Odegaard does like over the moon, but he's never. I have never watched him play and think he can lead a team to a title-winning season. And last season when Saka got injured, it wasn't well received by at 14 when I said Arsenal are a one-man team when it comes to attacking.
Mm.
I hope Gyökeres can solve it, but I completely agree with Billy. I've been saying it all along. Arsenal left their striker signing for too late, and now I think they need another guy from the left to take the burden off of Saka, to take the pressure a little off of Gyökeres as well, because
Mm.
he has the pressure of the whole club now. It's all on his shoulders to win the league for Arsenal, and it is not a mean feat to have the pressure to win anything for Arteta.
The thing I think is they've got that Nwaneri, or however you pronounce it. I'm not going to try again. Give up. I butchered it enough. Sorry, mate. If anybody who knows him's watching, I apologise. Yeah, he's a quality player. I think he could well go on to be the level of Saka, but he plays the Odegaard role, so I can see Odegaard being phased out for him. To be honest, because he signed a new deal, and I don't think he signs unless he wants to stay on. I can't see him playing from the left. So
For me, Arsenal's
They
biggest
have
problem. Arsenal's biggest problem for me is that they were probably the closest challengers to Liverpool last year, and Liverpool have strengthened twice as much as what Arsenal have up front. So that's going to make it really, they brought in Waits and Etiquette, whatever his name is, and they're going to be so strong that Arsenal is a little too late for me. But they've still got time in the window to strengthen more.
they did sign another defender because they were short there. They only had 45 defenders, so that could make a difference. What is it with Arteta and defenders? He just seems to want to.
There's nothing wrong with their defence.
Has to buy a
Their
defender and
defence
has
is
to buy
sound.
somebody from Chelsea as well, or even two players. He needs to. It's like he's addicted. What Seamus? You
and
believe
they're no, and they're apparently looking to sign another young centre back, the guy from Rennes.
Yeah, it's
Why? No,
it,
it's good to have good players, but why?
it
Yeah,
reminds
I'm
me of
with you.
Brendan
I'm with you,
Rodgers.
Seamus.
Well, these inexperienced defenders, they get carried away. They get stuck on buying the same type of play. They have to have. So, they like stockpile certain types of players. Brendan Rodgers, it was midfielders, attacking midfield centre. He just wanted hundreds of them. It didn't matter how many he had. He just wanted to keep buying them. And I think Arteta's the same with defenders. It doesn't matter how many he has. He just keeps buying another one and another one and another one and another one. And you're thinking, but you just need forwards. Stop buying defenders. You've got so
Yeah,
many and you've got an
absolutely.
excellent defence. There's no need to improve. If someone comes up who's better and you've got someone you want to move on, fine. But one in, one out. It should be when you're already strong.
Like,
Like
can you see, Chris? Can you see Kai Havertz coming back into the side now that he's over his injury, apparently, and making a difference, playing deeper to Gyokeres?
no, because he's just. I just don't think he's got it. He's not quite. He's not a bad player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He gets a lot of bad press. I don't think he's as bad as people make out, but just don't think he's good enough in any role to do it. He's a very good player to have on your bench. You know what I mean? Because you can come in, you can put him in. You know, when you've got injuries, you can shoehorn him in anywhere across the front line or in midfield, and he can do a
He's
job.
just not a goal scorer.
Yeah,
He's just not a goal scorer
he's
for
not a
me.
striker.
His
He's not.
game's all right. I think his game's
Yeah.
all right.
It's just not good enough in any area of the game that you can say that's what he does. He just doesn't do anything, does he? He just sort of just is, you know.
What's your view of Gyokeres, Tris? What's your view of him as a player and as an Arsenal player?
Well, I think he's what they needed. They needed a goal scorer, but they needed him 3 years ago, not now.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
absolutely.
It's 3 years too late, and now they've got him, and they've got so many other holes to fill as well. When they could have bought him 3 years ago, and he would have been the difference. That was all they needed. Instead, now
Yeah.
you're looking at they need to overhaul the wide player. They've got no left winger. I mean, Martinelli's useless. So, I mean, who's going to provide for him? It's only Saka who provides any good delivery. So, unless Odegaard comes back to form, and yeah, I do worry about their midfield. I know Subamendi, they love Subamendi there for some reason, but I was never a fan of him. I didn't want Liverpool to sign him when we were looking at him. He's just a poor man's McAllister to me. He's just a slightly worse McAllister. He does everything McAllister does, but slightly worse. He's just. I don't get that signing at all. I understand why Party. I mean, obviously they let him go and suddenly he's charged. To me, I don't think he was let go because they tried to re-sign him. I think he was when he was let go. That was when he was charged. I think the police were hanging on. They do this. They do these stupid things. They wait until there's less controversy, then they charge someone. You know what I mean? I think if he'd have stayed at Arsenal, he wouldn't have got charged. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, I was getting distracted. Yeah, they lack. The problem is, I think Gyökeres is exactly what they needed 3 years ago, but they lack now the quality to get the
Around
ball
him,
into
yeah.
him, to feed him. I'm not sure that they've got enough quality other than Saka. And you can't rely on Saka, so they do need to get somebody in on the left. I'm just not sure Eze is the answer. Too lazy for me.
Deeps, what would you say Arsenal need, or who would you say that Arsenal need now that you've got Gyokeres and you've got Saka on the right? Who would you buy if you were Mikel Arteta? Who would you buy now for Arsenal?
Got hair like Arteta at the moment, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he did it.
I think Arteta is someone who probably needs replacing himself.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, he shows the tendency of overthinking it to the point of losing it. But I think firstly they need another attacker, a left-sided forward, someone ideally who is versatile enough to even cover for Saka if and when required, or someone who can start, who you can rely upon to start 30+ league games for them next season. Who that player is a different ask now because the options are dwindling. The players, many of the players linked, rumored, wanted by fans, they're all like either tied up, not gonna move, already moved. So it's Arsenal again gonna be chasing back from behind, which is not the most ideal case for them.
Yeah, I think that as well.
Actually,
I thought they had a great chance.
They need to get away from this set piece FC mentality and be a proper footballing team.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're on the subject of Gyokeres, are you surprised Amarin didn't try to sign him, considering how well he knows him and your need for a striker, Seamus?
No, Amorim, when we were starting to get seriously linked with Gyokeres, Amorim made it clear that it was before the Europa League final that he doesn't want players to come in who require Champions League football as a necessity to join United. It was even before it was
Right.
still.
Okay.
He has made it publicly aware that he wants players who want to play for Man United and forget about anything else that comes along with it, which is great. And also, it could be a thing that maybe he has some kind of a pact with Sporting Lisbon. Maybe United have some kind of a pact with Sporting Lisbon because despite all the links with almost like 500 of their players, none have actually signed for us this summer.
Which, that could either be that there's some kind of like kind of clause, like where they said we're not going to go in for any player, we'll take Cameron, we're not going to go, or it could be that all of them say we don't want to fucking work with him again. He was useless.
Nobody has knocked him down, but whatever it is, I'm not that bothered by him not signing for us because I think he's a player who either does well for the next couple of seasons or is just has no time and credit for him. So it pains me to say it, but as a United fan, I don't expect us to pull up any trees for the next season or two. So
Hmm.
it's good luck to him, but yeah. And I know everybody has seen those crazy goal numbers, but like I said with you, Chris, it's 19 freaking penalties.
Yeah, a lot of penalties.
Penalty mercy.
And he's not. Is he going to get them at Arsenal? Does it?
Is he even going to be the one taking them?
Yeah, so I mean, is he going to be the one taking them? Is what I meant. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. Because they isn't
Saka
Saka
will
their
be on the
penalty taker?
pens. Saka will be on the pens. There's no doubt about that for me.
That could be interesting to see the first penalty they get. Who takes it though? Whether whether that's sorted or not. Be a test of Arteta that to see if we can keep them in line. But yeah, so we all think then basically they've fixed their big problem area that they've had for like 5 years, 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years too late, and now they've got other problems still, so they need to fix them then, basically.
I think that's a nail on the head there, Trish. Yeah, and I think
It's a
Arsenal
case like
fans think the same as well. Go on, Deeps.
sorry. I think it's a case of like when you have a automobile, be it a car or a two-wheeler, whatever. If your air filter is jammed and you need replacing, and you keep on driving it for another couple of 100 miles, then by the time you replace the air filter, the other parts, be it your brake
That's
pads
a great
or your
analogy, that Seamus. Great
whatever
analogy.
those are also already starting to go down. So your cost and your urgency for that is also gonna amplify so many more times. So it's going into the season. It's not even end of the preseason. Arsenal don't look like a title contender to me. They only look like a team that is going to be closer to a team contending for titles.
The thing
That
is for
shouldn't be
me
happening
is
when
that is what's going to happen is if he gets off to a flyer, Gyokeres, and he bangs a couple of goals in, the first thing the supporters are going to say is, why didn't you bring someone like him in last year or the year before? It's a no-win situation for the Arteta, even if the lad does well.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some reminiscing, like what if we had him when we lost the league by a point.
Yeah,
Apparently that was
absolutely.
all they needed back then, and now all of a sudden they look like they need more. I mean, Martinelli for me just doesn't have it. I don't see any in him. Maybe he could have
My
made it
problem
as a
with
striker.
Martinelli is that he can only play half a game. He's okay, but he tires very easily. He's good for 20 minutes, and then you don't see him for the rest of the game. And he's all right when he comes on with the 15 minutes to go because he's a bundle of energy. He's tricky, but he hasn't got much about his game, to be honest with you. He's very easy to read. If I was a fullback, I'd love to mark Martinelli.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he needs replacing, and I think Trossard needs replacing. I'm not a fan of either of them, to be honest with you, on the left.
Decent to come off the bench,
And
but no
also,
more.
do you not think Martinelli has the same case as Garnacho? They are the same players they were the day they made their debut and today. There's literally no genuine progress between them.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, by that, yeah.
Christ, you've been right here. What's going on? It must be the haircut.
Maybe Arteta can go in for Garnacho.
Where do we see Arsenal finishing this season?
Third.
Third,
Yeah.
third you're
Four.
going for,
I was just thinking it's top four, just which one is the question, and it's not going to be first, is it? You just can't see them winning it. They just don't seem like they have it.
Nah.
The only way you could see them winning it is if a couple of the others, like, City and Liverpool, have a disaster. Have a bad season with injuries or something, and throw it away, rather than you can see Arsenal winning it, if you know what I mean. A bit like when Leicester won it, everybody else just fell apart and allowed them in. You know what I mean? Rather than, in a normal season, they get nowhere near the title, even no matter how well they were doing. They'd have been challenging. It'd have just been a European run like Forest had last season. That's what it'd have been. But because everybody else, everyone else apart from Spurs, who don't really count, was having a disaster, it allowed them in for the title. And I think that's the only way Arsenal are likely to win it next season. They just don't look like a team that's got that little bit that takes them over the line. And it's Arteta that's a problem for me.
I'm going to say that they're going to finish above Man City. I'm not sure where City are going to finish, but I'm going to say that Arsenal will finish above Man City because I think Man City have fell off a cliff. I really do. And they did last year, and I don't think they've strengthened enough to bring them back into the Liverpool class. And what that says to me is that he wants out. I think he wants out, Pep. I think he's going to go. And they're still waiting for them 115 charges, by the way, and counting. And that's not getting addressed. And if that does get addressed, they're going to be absolutely nowhere near. They'll be nearer the first division than what they will the Premiership.
Yeah, but they've now got Pep Linders, so that we see it's just.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, that well-known author.
Oh yeah, that's about all he's good for. Intensity. What's his James?
Yeah,
the Pep and Pep connection.
Yeah, I think
with City, I think they've not replaced De Bruyne properly. But having said that, De Bruyne wasn't that great last season. So
it's awful.
I think a lot rests on the shoulders of Tijani Reinders. I think he's a very good player, and I think it might be a case that he can cover up a lot of the gaps left by De Bruyne. But I think he's more of a Gundogan than a De Bruyne replacement myself. Just saying that City have signed good players. It's just that they've not signed words that that's what I would call a head turner. It's just they've signed good players, great players. But I think City will ultimately finish above Arsenal. The only scenario where I see Arsenal winning the league is if, let's say, 80 to 85 points is going to be the league winning tally, which I right now think a tally around 90 is going to be required to finish in the first position come the end of season, which is all just arbitrary numbers thrown around by a fat guy in the house. So how much does it count?
But I was going to say, you saying about City not being able to sign, it's because they struggled to sign the players they wanted this summer. I mean, they tried to sign Wirtz and ended up with Cherky instead because they couldn't get Wirtz. Who did they want? I can't even remember who. They were after Gyokeres as well. I mean, they missed out to Liverpool on their two first choice signings. They wanted Gyokeres and ended up with Aït-Nouri, who I don't rate at all. I think that's a mistake by them because I don't see him as good enough. But it's just kind of like there just isn't the available players, and I think Arsenal are struggling with the same thing. And that's why they're looking at Eze rather than it being Eze's that good. I just don't see that there's the quality around to fill the position, and that's where they're struggling. Until they find, they're trying to find some. But who is there out there to fill that gap?
Would you have gone for Sesko? If you were Arteta, would you go for Sesko? Or if you were Pep?
I wouldn't touch
You're not a big
Sesko.
fan.
Not after having watched some of the stuff, I mean, Seamus keeps sending me videos. The more you watch him, he's one of those where Ekitike and Sesko, at one point, I would have had them about the same. It wasn't really, they look exciting, but you're not sure about. But I've watched a lot of footage of the two recently. The more I watch of Ekitike, the more I like him. I like Palindrome. He looks really good. He's even chosen the number 22, proper. But he's gone all in on the Palindrome thing, hasn't he? He's gone all in on that. Yeah, he's obviously read it on the internet and thought, do you know what? Would be perfect? Got to have my number as a palindrome as well, as they're calling me Hugo Palindrome. Let's go for it. Anyway, sorry, what was I? Yeah, the more I watch him, I thought the better he looks. There's still a lot. It's raw. There's still a lot needed. But Sesko, the more I watch him, the more I think, Jesus, this lad's just Nunes with the hammer of a shot. But he's not looking like he doesn't look like a superstar player at all, does he?
No. It is Nunes with a bit more extremes, actually. He can,
Why?
You watch his top 5, 10 goals. You could convince any layman that he's the greatest player ever.
That's
they
true.
Can be that. And then if you watch his highlight fails, he can be more ridiculous and ludicrous and accidental than even me. And I've always said I am the worst player I've ever seen. That guy has so much swing in both ends. I've been saying it to Chris all along. I've said it to some of other people I know as well. I really want to see Sesko in the Premier League, but I am not that interested in him playing for United. Him playing for Man United, because the risk is so high. The guy could be anything. The guy could be next Isak Haaland, or he could be the next Højlund, and worse.
United are going to have a really good forward line if they get Sesko. They'd have a really good forward line with especially with Mbeno, who look really good. Brian Mbeno.
Yeah, he's good.
But they've got to sort out the defence. They'll have to score 4 goals to get something out of a game.
But do you not think it's the midfield that's the issue? Because it's just lacking the physicality.
You've got Kuna, who can drop a bit deeper to help out. But I think they need the defence sorting out. And Ugarte's hopeless in midfield, by the way.
Maybe Arsenal can loan a couple of defenders to United.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd say get some off Everton, but they haven't got enough for themselves, have they? They can't even put a right back out.
Yeah, we're trying things. We're trying different things. That's what we do. That's what Davey does. He tries things. Things, yeah. Not all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, everybody behind the ball and let's hope. Yeah.
Shake it up. You're going to see us shaking up this season. We'll have Tyler. Tyler's coming. And
oh, God.
And Dewsbury Hall's coming. And everyone's coming.
We'll do these. We'll do Everton tomorrow.
If I've ever seen an overpay, it's Tyler dribbling.
Yeah.
You don't?
Not impressed. Like not impressed by him at all.
No, it's not about liking really. It's 45, 50 odd million for an 18-year-old with okay season. It wasn't amazing either.
To be fair, he was playing under Russell Martin. And that other guy. Diblin. To be fair, he did get handicapped by 2 of the worst managers ever to manage in the Premier League.
Yeah. And one of them was doing.
But you can only pay for something you've seen. You cannot pay for something hoping maybe it is. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but for 50 million, you can for sure find better.
And just one thing I need to Just
As time goes by, Mbomo just looks to be
what's that behind you,
target.
Bill?
All right.
What's that behind you? Have you got a
An
painting
aeroplane,
or
will it?
something behind you? Because that looks like blue skies.
Right.
There is blue skies. The sun's
No,
shining here. Sunny
no.
Merseyside. Blowing a
Bloody
gale, though.
hell.
Absolutely blowing a gale.
Oh, the one summer day of Liverpool, we finally managed to get it on camera.
I know, yes, the one day of sun we've got, yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
Yeah,
nice.
it is, yeah.
I mean, I've been
It is
looking at
nice
it
You
and
can
trying to
actually
figure
drive
out whether it was like a picture like Seamus is using.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
actually rival the scenery I've used, man. Come on.
Maybe not
Yeah.
quite rival
I
that,
need
to
to
be
get this
fair.
picture.
He's got like an edge
I need
where
to get
you've
a
got
picture.
mountains. I think
Yeah.
there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not sure how long we got left. The 10-minute warning was a while ago, but I don't know how long. So we'll have to. Thank you everyone for. I was going to say listening, but we're watching now, aren't you? So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed Seamus with his new haircut and his new
Yeah, it looks good.
whatever he was endorsement deal for today. And great to see Billy back, obviously, to bring the good looks to the table. For the ladies watching. Yeah, thank you for this. See you next time.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Do I can't say
Okay,
see you
boys,
next
thanks very
tomorrow?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, does it
Yeah.
weird?
In tribute to Arsenal, there's gonna be a podcast number 2 next day as well. So till then, bye bye. See you next time.
Bye, Deeps. Bye, Trish.